One of the biggest challenges for technical professionals, including engineers, is the ability to build your leadership skills and become a confident leader of people. And in today's engineering management lessons video, I am lucky to have with me Marsha Anderson Bomar. Marsha is the global president-elect for ASCE, the American Society of Civil Engineers. She's also a strategic transportation advisor at Ph.D. And we had her on a full podcast episode, which she references here in this short video, which we'll link to below this video. But specifically here, Marsha, what I'd like to ask you about is you have had a career of leadership. You've led in every level of the ASCE organization, built your own company to 100 plus people. So you just have had to lead so many different initiatives and people. What leadership lesson can you offer up to engineers out there that want to lead? They want to become confident leaders.
So I'll go back to a comment I made earlier that volunteering in an organization like ASCE gives you huge opportunities. Again, it's a safe space to do it, but there are so many different ways in which you can engage. Surely everybody can find something, whether it's a technical activity. I've had the great pleasure of visiting many of the sections and branches over the last 6 months or so. The Miami-Dade branch has this amazing field day event. They had hundreds of people. I think they had almost 500 people at this event. It was a fundraiser for their scholarship fund. There were people out there who had not ever volunteered before. They were out there running some of the events. They were helping to serve lunch. But in the process, they were working together with other engineers, side by side, planning for the event, the logistics for it. So they got some extra pieces, interaction and relationship that puts them on the path to leadership. And the person running in the event, very young member, basically started in that way. He raised his hand one time and said, "I'll help." They gave him a couple of tasks. He did them well. One thing leads to another, and then suddenly you're in charge, right? So, it's finding something you care enough about to give a little bit of time, and then, let it kind of take its natural course. Be open to it growing into something more. And if what you picked the first time isn't the perfect fit, look around and find something different. It's not a terrible thing to change course. I've done that professionally, a number of times. That's totally okay to do. But I think, there's formal leadership training. In ASCE, there's a phenomenal job of formal leadership training. But there's also, I call it, for me, it was leadership by walking around. When I had my own company, I always walked around the office and I made it a point to talk to people as people. It wasn't about their projects. It wasn't about their deadlines. It was about them as a human being. And that's part of leadership as well. So there are a lot of different ways that you can gain leadership experience. Sometimes you don't even realize that that's what you're doing. But when you work on a team activity, find a way to step into, maybe you start out with a very small leadership role and get comfortable with that. And then the next time you maybe pursue a slightly bigger role. And over time, you discover where your passion is. And then it gets to be really easy to raise your hand and step into those leadership roles.
Great stuff there from Marsha. She is a true leader in the industry, and I'm glad she can share some strategies and information with us to help you become a great engineering leader. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel here. We put out videos like this on a weekly basis to help engineers become better managers and leaders. I'll see you next week.